Jacobs from the Pinotage. I'm so glad you could join at Buyers about the Absa. Enjoy the morning with us. Questions, we have some winemakers here with us. Please ask your questions. We look forward to afternoon. And
Hi, good afternoon or good morning. We will be live in the next 5 minutes. So if you can get ready, we're all looking very much forward to the announcement of the Absa Top 10 winners of 2020. So get your wines ready, have a glass at home or here where we are, and we'll be live in the next 5 minutes or so. Thank you. The 24th Pinotage Top 10, Absa Pinotage Top 10 competition. This is a very much anticipated competition every year with big excitement, and obviously the real winners are the beautiful Pinotage wines that we will award today. This year is a bit special. First of all, my name is Devet Viljoen. Those of you that don't know me, I'm the Vice Chairman of the Pinotage Association. And if you're Vice Chairman, you get to do these kinds of things. So it's a great honor to everybody. Especially thank you, Beyers, Aubrey, and the rest of our Exco committee for giving me this honor. I really enjoy it. Just joking. To our special audience at home or at the office who has tuned in, you're very welcome, and hopefully you have a glass of wine and you will enjoy the rest of the afternoon with us. There's a couple of people that I would like to welcome in particular, and this competition wouldn't have been possible with the fantastic sponsorship of Absa. And represented here today is John Chabalala. John, you are, and I must get your title right, so if you don't mind, I'm going to read this. John, the Managing Executive Relationship Banking of the Cape Region. So John, in particular, thank you to you and your team of people from Absa. We are very thankful for your sponsorship. I would like to welcome the Pinotage Association Exco members who has done a lot of work putting this day together. And obviously, as I mentioned before, being a difficult year for everybody, and especially for the wine industry, we had to comply with a lot of regulations, and we did that with, I think, a lot of success. And that is just the way the wine industry work. You can throw anything at the wine industry, and the people, particularly the people from the vineyard all the way up to the cellar, to the people selling the wine, and we can make a success. And that's the beauty of the South African wine industry. Other people, of course, the winemakers that have entered their wines, the finalists, everybody is a winner. I'm sounding a bit like a Sondag school teacher. Everybody is a winner, but unfortunately, we can only award the top 10, but the runners-up are just as special, and the wines are just as special. And then today we have another initiative, because it's not only the wine industry that's been through a tough time, it's also the culinary industry, the chefs and the people working in the hospitality industry that has been through a tough time. And we, for that reason, decided to do something special in terms of the way the food will be prepared. And we'll give the opportunity to Craig Cormack, chef, and his team of other chefs to explain to you a little bit of what they are doing in the kitchen, and the lovely food that they prepare that we will be enjoying with the wines. Just before I hand over to the formalities in terms of speeches, just a couple of things that I would like to bring under your attention. You are welcome to tweet on social media the hashtag Absa Top 10 Pinotage. The Twitter handle is @PinotageSA, and of course you can find Pinotage on Facebook and other media, other social platforms as Instagram and so forth. Then we will also be announcing the winners of the Facebook Predict the Top 10 Wines competition a little bit later on. So there's some anticipation there. We have I think we have 2 winners, so there's something special a little bit later on. We'll do that. And then I think that is more or less the formalities. So just make sure that you have some wine in your glass. And then, John, I would like to call you to give us a speech on what Absa is doing and the wonderful work that Absa is doing for the Pinotage Association. I call to you, John Chabalala. Thank you.
Thanks, Devet. And again, good afternoon to everyone. It's always a pleasure to be here. And I just want, maybe as a point of correction to Devet, You know, we as Absa, we really would like to thank you for giving us an opportunity to partner with the Pinotage Awards, because it's something that as an organization we take very serious. We appreciate the role that you play, not only to the wine industry, but the role that you play in terms of social good, you know, and the opportunity in terms of things like creating job opportunities, for our people and the most needy. And those are some of the things that resonates with us as Absa, and they are part of the values that we ascribe to. So we are, in fact, really highly privileged to be part of the Pinotage Awards. So thanks to you. Appreciate. But again, a special word of thanks to the Pinotage Association, as I've already said, to the chairperson of the Pinotage Association, Bayers. Always a pleasure to meet with him. It's been some time since we met, almost a year ago, and it was a pleasure again to see you. But again, the wine industry at large, we really are appreciative to be given opportunity to be here. The members of the media, and the Absa clients and the colleagues, both that are here and online. We appreciate you joining us and being part of this particular session. As Absa, we are proud to be partnering with the Pinotage Association for the 24th Top 10 Pinotage Awards. And as you can see, we've been at this for quite a while now. It's 24 years, and it's a partnership that we are proud of, and we are really privileged and happy to be given an opportunity to be part of. This event is truly a highlight in our calendar and underscores the commitment to support the wine industry and the Pinotage pioneers. The local wine industry is not only synonymous with South African excellence, but supports thousands of jobs while making a meaningful contribution to the economy and the communities in which we live in. Reflecting on the last few months, as I'm sure many of you have done that, it is no secret that the wine industry has experienced a challenging period. Amidst the efforts to curb the spread of COVID-19, wine exports and domestic sales came to a halt for several weeks, resulting in high inventory levels and pricing pressure, although it will take some time for the environment to regain the lost ground. The good news is that a weaker rand offers an opportunity to export more wine at lower prices. As we adapt to the new normal, and many of you will agree that, since the advent of the COVID-19, nothing will ever be the same. It's a new normal, and we have all had to make some adjustments. It is also important to take some time to reflect on the inroads that we have made. Celebrating successes and acknowledging excellence is crucial. At the same time, we should strive for continuous improvement and even greater heights. During periods like this, quality becomes even more important. And it is against this background that we are proud to recognize our leading winemakers. Every year, our panel of judges is amazed at the resourcefulness and determination of the finalists of the Absa Top 10 Pinotage Awards. Despite the challenges that the sector is facing, the competition still received a significant number of entries, which is testament to the resilience of this particular the competition and the sector. I would like to congratulate each and every finalist and also use this opportunity to thank our judges and everyone who worked tirelessly to make this a memorable event. As Absa, we have been vocal about our efforts to become a digitally led bank and have made significant progress in this regard. Yet, now more than ever, relationships remain at the heart of our endeavors to become the relationship banking of choice. We want to serve our customers, be it private, wealth, and business needs. During a time of social distancing in particular, it is comforting to know that clients can embrace digital solutions for routine tasks with the reassurance that their banker is just a phone call away to support all their other banking needs. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us for advice, support, or assistance. As our new marketing campaign so aptly summarizes it, we do more so you can. We would like to reiterate our support to the wine industry and look forward to continue partnering with you. We remain steadfast in our commitment to fostering long-term relationships with our clients, colleagues, and communities in the years to come. This puts us in a superior position to understand and respond to customers' ever-changing needs. On behalf of Absa, thanks once again for the opportunity. Thank you so much. Bye, Danki, Enkosi.
John, I do have a mask. It's just in my pocket, no, one of my pockets. But I chose to use the invisible mask today. Apparently, it works very well. I won't ask Donald Trump about it, but let's stick to the formalities. Thank you, John, again. The next speaker doesn't need a lot of introduction. We are standing here today at one of the homes of Pinotage, somebody that has done a lot of work for Pinotage, and not only Pinotage, but the South African wine industry as a whole. And Beyers Trieter, chairman of the Pinotage Association, somebody that has done a lot of good and is a good friend of most of us. So Beyers, I would like to call you forward. He promised that it won't be more than 25 minutes. We try to explain this whole online thing. He still doesn't understand it. But he asked me if the broadcast would be over WhatsApp, because I think that's basically the extent of his digital. No, I'm just kidding, Beyers. Beyers, we're looking forward to your speech. Thank you.
Afrikaans praat, daar's baie Afrikaanse ouens. So ek was 'n bietjie nervus oor vandag. Maar dis heeltemal, die hele wêreld kan dit sien. De Wet vir my vertel, hy sê tot in Europa kyk hulle na die ding. So ons verkoop wyn na, so ek moet baie mooi praat. Eerstens wil ek net sê baie dankie vir die geleentheid. It's really is a privilege and an honor to say a few words on behalf of the Pinotage Association. And I want to talk about the Absa Top 10 competition. I want to talk about the aged wines. I don't want to say the museum class. It sounds like mothballs. Old Pinotages are much better than that. I mean, I think still we should get the Super 7, because aged Pinotages are extremely nice. And also the relationship between Absa and the association. But a bit of history. De Wet, miskien gaan dit 25 minute wees. A bit of history. Pinotage owes its existence to Abraham Isaac Pierold. So we can, actually Professor Pierold was the father of Pinotage. And you can see I wrote the speech 8:30 this morning. So it was a cross of hermetic. Julle weet wat hermetic was? It's Cinsault and Pinot Noir, and the cross was made in 1925. He wanted to create a local variety with the best characteristics of both of the parents. And the parents is Pinot Noir, the longevity and the quality of Burgundy, with the drinkability and the easy to grow disease-resistant qualities of Cinsault. Professor Pierold never tasted the first wine, and the first wine was made in 1941 at Elsenburg and in new barrels by C.T. de Waal. And two of the most outstanding qualities of Pinotage that Pierold would never knew about, or maybe he knew about it. Pierold was an amazing man. I think he knew it. Is that Pinotage is very versatile. You can make Pinotages white, you can make sweet Pinotage, full-bodied, very drinkable wines of it, and then the aging potential of Pinotage. I just spoke about it, but I don't know if I would ask you, anybody, Dave, not you, I know you would have tasted this last night. And Duimpie also, but Duimpie tasted it with Jan van Riebeek. But when last have you tasted a 63 Lanzarote Pinotage? haven't given a lot of wines 100 points, but this I gave 20 out of 20. I must say, I must go back. I gave Gevrey Chambertin 25 out of 20 because when I visited there, and I was still young those days, the girl that managed the tasting room was washing her dad's car in a bikini. I thought, sure, that's amazing wine. So I gave it 25 out of 20. And whilst we're talking, the first Pinotage label was Lanzarote 59, and that was Bellevue, and it was also the wine from Kanonko. We can delve on Pierold, and I can delve on the old history, and we could speak about Pierold just fast. Pierold could speak 8 languages fluently. They say his grammar was amazing and everything. A guy like C. Louis Leipold, he wrote a few poems, and he was a very good Afrikaans guy in the sense of whatever he's done. He said the guy that could write the best Afrikaans in English and speak it is Pierold. Pierold, unfortunately, was a student. He got his degree, PhD, in chemistry in the University of Halle in Germany, summa cum laude. I don't know even what summa cum laude mean. My degree took quite longer than this. I think I've got 2 PhD degrees. The interesting part, the government asked him to go and fetch in Europe varieties for South Africa. He came back with 160 varieties. That's an achievement that a lot of people would have done in a lifetime. He did it in a few years. And Pierold brought in Barlinka and Chardonnay. A lot of people don't know about that. One of the most outstanding agriculturists in the world. When you talk about agriculture in South Africa, the wine industry and Pinotage, you have to mention the name Abraham Isaac Pierold. Even if you talk about Stellenbosch, his name must come out first. Doc Craven second, but he's first. But now the new or newer history. The Pinotage Association was formed in 1995, November in Paarl. The first Absa Top 10 competition was in 1997. Today, the 24th, the vet. And I mean, although it's a complete different conditions today. Usually I talk to 250 people. Now I'm talking to the world. I'm only joking. Maybe a part of the world, South Africa. What happened after the blend of Pinotage Association, Absa, the producer, is very exciting and also very positive. And I just wanted to take you through it. The first, quality, the rise of quality. There was enormous growth in quality over the years. Pinotage has changed from an everyday drinking wine to a world player. At the International Wine and Spirit Competition, 4 times the best wine was awarded. Pinotage was part of it. There's 2 Pinotage blends that were awarded the best blends in the world. And one was Kaapsig. And Dani is here standing. Tell your dad, congratulations. 2001 Kaapsig. It was an amazing wine. And it was against Bordeaux and other blends of the world. What a achievement. From Cinderella to where we called Rusty Nails those days, to Red Gold, the trump card of the South African industry. At the first Absa competition, there was 35 wines entered. And if I go back, I don't know if I judge. I think they asked me not to judge after that. There was only 5 that I would say were in the top 10. This year, there was 150 entries, and there was 35 wines that scored above 100 points. And I didn't want to be part of the judging team. I tasted this 20 wines now, and it must have been a very, very hard challenge to get 10 wines out of that. And the second one is price. And I want to go back a bit. John, Tina, Absa, all the Absa representatives around here, Willem, all of you, thanks. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to do that achievement. The same now, the price. Not long ago, the price for a bottle of Pinotage was always the lowest end, at the lowest end. And people had the perception that Pinotage were at the lower quality end. People are like that. If 25 rand a bottle, you can get sometimes, not really these days anymore, maybe after lockdown or during lockdown, it was 525 rand for a 25 rand bottle. But I mean, South Africa has got the best value for money, and people don't know that really. And I must say, today, because of the marketing endeavors of the Pinotage Association, the Absa top 10 competitions, the prices of Pinotage have grown tremendously. All over you see wines higher than 500 rand. Even you see wines sold at 2,000 rand a bottle. And I do a lot of auctions. At auctions, Pinotage fetch tremendous wine. So again, Absa, and thanks a lot for what you're contributing for it. The biggest change for me, and I think I've said it before, and the credit must go to the winemakers. You guys standing here, the experimenters, the experimenting, sorry, my English is giving in now, the experimentations done by you, field experimentations, formal experimentations done by university, and also the dissemination of knowledge to all our farm workers and to all our, I think I want to give them credit. One of the biggest changes, and most probably the most exciting changes, is Pinotage winemakers are in sync with their terroir. You must go and think about it. Pinotage winemakers are in sync with their terroir. Pinotage winemakers know where they are going, or where are they coming from, the space where they stand. They know exactly what's going on around them. But they also know where they're going, and they want to show that in their wines. Never and ever before I've seen regionality expressed in so many styles and different flavors. The 35 wines that were above 90 points came from 10 different regions. And I think that's really exciting. I think we can give a hand clap for that. So you guys are really working outside there. I'm nearly there. What about the future? And I must always think, if I talk about the future, nothing about endeavoring to be the best in the world. I'm talking now about Pinotage. We want to be the best in the world as far as wine is. In South Africa, our wine industry, there are not only Pinotage. There are other great wines like Chenin Blanc, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Shiraz, Cabernet, Merlot, and Pinot Noir. All jewels in the crown of the South African wine industry. We do not say we want to be the crown jewel. Pinotage don't say we are the crown jewel. We just state that we want to be the shiniest jewel in the crown. Again, thank you, Absa, for your input into Pinotage and also the South African wine industry. The last two futuristic endeavors I want to do as quotes or sayings out of Nelson Mandela, myself, Absa, and the Pinotage Association diaries. John, out of your diary. Never and never again we will stop pursuing the quality of Pinotage. Never and never again we will stop drinking this amazing wine that was made out of women's tongues and lions' hearts. And the prayer for today, the preacher couldn't make it today. Never and never again we will stop praising the Lord for the excellent soils and climate to grow and make Pinotage. Thank you very much. Enjoy the day en geniet 'n paar glase Pinotage.
You kept well within the time, So it means that I need to make up some time now. No, thank you very much, Bas. True words spoken, and a real ambassador for Pinotage and the South African wine industry. I think we can give him another round of applause. Thank you, Bas. Okay, I would like to, before we get to the exciting part of announcing the first round of winners, I would like to ask you to fill up your glasses and maybe enjoy a little canapé. And those at home, you can also fill up your glass, or you can open the next bottle of wine, because I guess you don't need to drive anyway. And maybe while you're at home and enjoying a glass of Pinotage, why don't you do a selfie and tweet that to us and put it on social media? We would really like to see you enjoying this ceremony and what you're doing at home. The one thing that I failed to mention, and please feel free to fill up your glasses. The one thing that I failed to mention, this coming Saturday is the International Pinotage Day, and it's a day that we started some 5 years ago already, celebrating Pinotage, but not only celebrating Pinotage in South Africa, but also celebrating it all across the world. And it's really taken off. It's become very popular, and a lot of the producers in the Cape and other parts of the country where it's grown will be offering discounts and special events, all complying within the regulations. So feel free to look out to visit the estates and support Pinotage, but also support the restaurant industry, where we've taken hands with the restaurants and we've secured special promotions on Pinotage during this time, and by this Saturday we would like to have a huge international toast to Pinotage. International, you may ask. Pinotage is planted all across the world. Probably the biggest planting outside of South Africa in California. We've, as an association, and some winners have had the opportunity to visit those areas. And one of our honorary members, who sadly passed away, is a big producer in Southern California. Paul, what was Paul's surname? I'm trying to think. Kemp. Paul Kemp. He's probably the only person that grafted Pinot Noir to Pinotage in the world. But he is, and his family is so passionate about Pinotage that he only serves Pinotage at his winery, and done a lot of good. So I guess this is the part. Everybody should have something in their glass, where we get to the very exciting part, and I would like to call on John and Beyers to step forward to assist us with the handing over, as well as Sarita. And it's always interesting when we get to this part, everybody starts putting on their jacket, and everybody starts combing their hair and getting ready. You can put it down there. Okay. So now I must get the correct paper. And the way that we will be doing this, we'll call on one of the representatives. There is only one representative of the winning seller to come step forward and receive your trophy from the two gentlemen on my left, and Sarita will hand it over. So, are we ready? I think we first need to take a sip. It's almost getting quiet in the room. Putting on the invisible mask. The first wine was described by the judges as rounded, structured with abundant red and blue fruit mingling with powdery cacao and smooth, creamy milk chocolate. It's always interesting when people come up with descriptions like this. Spice and herb complexity and depth and dimension, cohesive and well made. The first winning wine of the 2020 Absa Top 10 competition is the Windmill Kelder for the Legend Collection Pinotage 2018, and we call on Abram van Heerden.
Welcome here at Windmill Cellar. My name is Abraham van Heerden. I'm the senior winemaker here at Windmill. Today we're going to taste a little bit of Pinotage. It's the Legend Pinotage 2018 wine that we've got here, and it's a special wine. So on the nose you'll find quite a lot of cedar, oak, ripe red cherries. And it's complex. There's layers in there, and it goes straight through to the palate. You get the prune flavors, red cherries comes through again, and well integrated oak with a full rounded tannin structure. It finishes off quite with a dark chocolate finish, and it's a lingering finish. And it's a taste that keeps on going. It just develops in the mouth, this full round tannins, and it's an absolute enjoyment. And if you taste it, you can actually see it's still young, still fresh, and it's got potential to go a long way. The Pinotage goes to French oak. It's 100% new oak, and we keep it there for 22 months. So it's quite a long period, but you get nice integration with the extended time that it spends in barrel. And with that, you get the oak tannin, and that protects the wine. That makes the wine, gives the structure for the wine to have a lifespan of 10 to 15 years. So please pop in, have a visit, come and see what's going on here, and enjoy the food and the people. Thank you.
Congratulations, Abram and Windmill Kelder. That's how it's makkelijker. The next wine, Ribena Nutty Spice Autumn Leaf Overlay on blue and black fruit. Lovely, waxy, creamy mouthfeel with good structure, concentration and length. The next winner is the Anura Vineyards Anura Signature Pinotage 2017 Standard Maas.
Welcome here at Anura Vineyards. So we're very excited. Hopefully we can do it 2 in a row. Last year we did it. We've been one of the top 10s, and hopefully we can be this year one of them again. This year it was for the Anura Signatures Pinotage 2017. Last year it was for the Pinotage Reserve 2016. So yeah, it shows us we're doing something right. It shows us that the blocks we're choosing is the right blocks, and yeah, so I'm very excited, and hopefully we can get that top 10 award again. We made the wine from exactly the same block. We use the same barrels. We use American oak, 100% new barrels, 100% malolactic fermentation in the barrels. So yeah, we only use the top grapes from that block. We cold soak it, we punch down and pump overs. We only use the free run juice when pressing. No pressed juice goes with it. If you look at the wine itself, the wine is very concentrated, dark fruits. We also get the wood factor as well. Because it's a big wine, we use the 100% oak, and you can pick that up, but it's still in balance. The fruit and the wood complements each other. It's a full ripe wine, New World style, with full soft tannins, a juicy upfront wine. The wine is made in a New World style, but it is also made to mature. We can't have a signature wine that doesn't age, so we make the wine with good structure, and the wine should be able to age between 10 and 15 years. If you want to get hold of these wines, we only produced 1,000 bottles of it. So the wines are not really in shops available. We only sell it at the tasting room. The tasting room is situated in Simonsburg Paarl region on the Simonsburg Road, close to Klapmuts and close to the Butterfly World. Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope you come and visit us and enjoy the wine.
Congratulations, Thunder. Spicy, macerated dark fruits, deep and inviting, beautifully balanced mouthfeel of juicy dark fruit, spice and gently supportive frame of oak. Refined, has a regal presence and well made. The next wine is from the beautiful Nay Valley, Conradi Peniel Wines, Conradi Family Vineyards, Pinotage 2019. We call on C.P. Conradi.
Pinotage was nog altyd van so 'n baie spesiale variëteit gewees, echt Suid-Afrikaanse variëteit wat altyd goed gedoen het in ons area. Die 2019 Pinotage is 'n spesiale wyn gewees van die begin af. Ons het geweet van die eerste dag toe die druiwe die keller ingekom het, dat die potensiaal is daar om regtig 'n merkwaardige wyn te maak. Typies vir die Pinotage 2019 wat tans een van die finaliste is meer jou rooi vruggeure, bietjie meer pruime, ook so effens 'n donker sjokolade, koffie tipe geure. Wat hom merkwaardig maak vir 'n Pinotage, in geval vir die 2019, is dat hy regtig baie sag is van die begin af, baie goed geïntegreerde tannien, uitstekende kleur, baie goeie struktuur en ek sou sê op die einde van die dag baie mooi verouderingspotensiaal. Die dominerende vaat wat ons gebruik het was maar Tonello National, so Odyssey CT235 en dan ook François Freyer se tight grain 24 maande seasoning. Tans het ons 'n omgewing van 6000 bottels wat ons beskikbaar het. Die wyn word landwyd versprei deur PB Liquor Merchants en dan ook natuurlik op ons webtuiste is die wyne beskikbaar om aanlyn te bestel op www.conradipeniel.com. Maar ja, en dan altyd die lekkerste is om die wyne sommer by die keller te kom aanskaf. Altyd lekker om ons kliënte te ontmoet en 'n bietjie te gesels oor ons wyn.
Congratulations, CP. Plum spice with a cigar leaf edge, light cherry lollipop overlay with succulence, squeeze of ripe tannin and a herb-tinged finish. Refined and very well made, a delight. We call on Dani Statler for the Kaapsig Wine Estate, Kaapsig Pinotage 2018.
Hi, I'm Dani Statler from Kaapsig. We're a family-run winery here in the Bottleray Hills in Stellenbosch. I'm the fourth generation. My family's been making wine for just over 75 years here. So it's something that we're very proud of and, you know, we feel it runs in our blood. Pinotage, one of the things that we're very passionate about. I think that the terroir here is naturally, you know, one that I wouldn't say that it's the winemaker that makes the wine. It's just really nice place for Pinotage, not only the home or where we feel it comes from, but the soil, weathered granite soils, northwestern slopes, old bush vines, unirrigated, that, you know, leads to small berries, more intense flavors, nice concentrated fruit. So yeah, the wines kind of make themselves. Just down the road at Kanonkop and Bellevue, it's where the first of the Pinotage vines were planted back in 1953. So we feel this is where it comes from and one of the reasons why we love it so much. It's also uniquely South African and something that we're very proud of. The Kaapsig is kind of the everyday drinking Pinotage. It spends 18 to 20 months in French oak, so you have a vanilla-y or spicy component from the oak. It's generally more the dark fruit approach, darker berries on the nose. On the palate, it's generally supple and plush, or we try and have a nice mouthfeel with a dryish finish.
Congratulations, Dani, again. Well done. And by now, the remaining winemakers would have tried to work out: is it alphabetical? Did they start from the back to the front? So no, it's all demakar. So you can relax. We're going to keep the suspense. The fifth wine, before we're going to take a break, is described as pure blueberry, violet and rhubarb appeal, rounded and rich, broad fruit and spice palate, good breadth and texture, balanced ripeness, well judged, spice and oak platform, well made and genteel. We call on Taste Low from Dimmersdal Wynlandgoed for their Dimmersdal The Journal Pinotage 2018.
Hi, my name is John Reprever. I'm one of the winemakers here on Dimmersdal Wine Estate. Dimmersdal is nested in Durbanville in the Western Cape. Dimmersdal was founded in 1698 by Simon van der Stel, where he granted the farm to Hendrik Sneuvend, when later on passed away when his widow married Captain Dimmers. After that, in 1885, the Low family bought the farm, and till this day, Dimmersdal is still owned by the Low family, which is current on their 6th generation with Taste Low, owner and winemaker. On Dimmersdal, we farm about 20 hectares of Pinotage that's mainly focused on or planted on red Hutton soil. We got north-facing vineyards, and with all the conditions on Dimmersdal, with the cool climate, the soil types, the dryland conditions, we develop more tighter bunch, smaller berries on the Pinotage, and especially all straight through the bank on all our red wines. In 2020 we launched our range, The Journal, which our Pinotage is under. The name The Journal just goes back to the legacy, the history of the farm, the generations and generations of knowledge passed down with Taste Low at the moment, passing it down to his son Tini. It's, at the end of the day, it's a wine range that we, of over the years of knowledge and perfections, to get a perfect wine bottled under the name.
Well done again. So, yeah, we can give him a round of applause. Well done. We are halfway, and I'm going to ask Aubrey Beeslaar to say a few words on behalf of the judges. And Aubrey was the person responsible for those beautiful descriptions. So, Aubrey, thank you very much for all the tongue twisters and everything that you've left me. He's smiling, so I know he did it on purpose. So Aubrey, please step forward and if you would say something on the judging and the judges. And I know you've prepared a written speech for this, so enjoy.
Thank you, David, and thank you for the association to give me some time on the podium, since I don't have any wine in the top 20 this year. Good to stand up here, but congratulations so far to everybody. And yeah, I think it's a very, very great lineup this year and some unbelievable wines. So the competition is really tough. I know there's a couple of guys still anxious about what's to follow, so good luck to them as well. The competition, I think, and this is also worth mentioning, is quite unique. 97, he started off with about 60 entries, and now we're around 150 entries, so it's grown quite significantly. But the unique part of this competition is that, firstly, it's done over 3 days. I think there's no other competition that will have 150 wines rated over such a long period. Normally, it's quite a quick and fast type of process. But you really get an opportunity to taste the wines and really decide what is the best wines out of the lineup. Like Beyers mentioned, 36 wines, I think, above 90. So it's really, really tough competition. And you need that extra time to really select the best out of these wines. The second thing is that there's 10 winners today it's much more common, but back in those days when the competition was started, it was decided that there shouldn't be one winner. Philip Constandius at that stage actually made the recommendation that there must be 10 winners, because then it's about Pinotage and not a specific winery. And I think that's what the association and Pinotage is about, is trying to grow the quality of this unbelievable grape and do it in different areas, in different regions. So there's not one specific style that you want to follow. There's actually 10 different styles and different areas and different wines that you can look at to make your own wine. So that's quite unique. Nowadays, you find a lot of other varietals also doing the same thing, but Pinotage already started this in 1997. Then just to all the judges, great thank you to make this beautiful selection. Like I mentioned, not a very easy task. And Winnie Bowman was in charge of the panel. Thank you very much, Winnie. I don't think she's here with us today, but in her absence, thank you very much. And then the rest of the team is Giorgio Militao, also having a great palate. Then we have Franz from Spear, that was also on the panel. Soli Moniani, I don't know if I say it right, but Soli, thank you very much for your participation. And then the last person was, can I recall now? Fiona McDonald. Sorry, Fiona. It's the first lady I saw this morning, so thank you also very much for your contribution. So a very strong panel of palates that really knows their wines extensively. And yeah, thank you very much to select these wines and get this lineup of wines that we can all be proud of. So good luck to the rest of the participants and the nominees, and yeah, good luck to all of you. So enjoy the rest of the day with us. Thank you very much.
Just one correction, and that's the beauty of social media. So I got a quick WhatsApp message from Dr. Winnie Bowman, just correcting me that she actually wrote the description. So Winnie, apologies for that. I knew for a fellow person from Worcester, both Aubrey and myself are from Worcester, that kind of vocabulary is just not a part of the of the Worcester vocabulary. But we have a saying in Worcester, Worcester Rosenwald. So I would like to call on Beyers and John again to step forward, and we'll conclude the last 5 winners. So John, Beyers, if you could step forward, please. So, will it be alphabetical? No, maybe it looks. Can you see, Beyers? It looks a bit alphabetical. Okay, so the next wine is described as perfumed sweet appeal, lavender and blueberry with a brush of cacao, rounded, ripe and succulent entry with a well-defined palate with beginning, middle and end. Ripe, fleshy blue and red fruit, cacao notes twice, and deep dark intensity, elegant, nuanced, with a refined tail, smart wine. We call on Dewald Huishamen from Pulpit Rock Winery for their Brink Family Vineyards Pinotage 2018. Well done.
Hello and welcome to Pulpit Rock Winery. My name is Dewald Huishamen and I am the winemaker here for the last 4 years. Pulpit Rock Winery is a family-owned winery and cellar, and it's owned by the Brink family. So Grandpa Brink, it was one of his wishes and goals to one day harvest all their grapes under one roof. And in 2003 they made that possible. Built the cellar in 2003, and in 2004 it was actually their first vintage year, or their first harvest year. And they did about 400 tons that year for the first year. So Pulpit Rock has a love affair with Pinotage from the beginning. Being in the Swartland, you know you're going to encounter the dry and hot climate. We are fortunate that our vineyards is all irrigated. The 2018 vintage, which is the wine that did well now, the bush wine component is basically our backbone and our structured component of the blend with nice silky tannins. We also harvest that a little bit riper. And then the trellis one is the wine that actually adds the minerality and nice acidity. We do harvest that a little bit earlier as well. Barrels, we make use of a combination of first, second and third fill barrels, being French and a small percentage American. But we did go back to the drawing board about 3 years ago, and we toned down on the American oak, we toned down on the toasting levels of the barrels, so this came actually as a nick in the right direction for us, so yeah. So if you're in the area, in Riebeek West area, you'd like to visit us on the farm, there's a very popular hiking trail on the route that takes you all the way up to the Kasteelberg Nature Reserve against the mountain. Quite a steep track it is, or trail. But yeah, very popular, so yeah, come and join us, and if you're done, come sit down and have a glass of wine.
Congratulations, Dewald. I was actually fortunate enough to have a glass of this wine on the weekend at the West Coast with Ernest and Oman, or with Oman and their families. So well done, well made wine. The next wine, Spice Sheen, with a fresh herbal touch to red and black fruit, bright. Oh, that's a big word. Well, we'll just skip that one. With good grip, lovely ripeness and expression, complex with good length and a smooth cacao farewell. We call on Chris Geldenhuys from Aan de Dorings Wijnkelder, Aan de Dorings Pinotage 2018.
Hello, my name is Chris Geldenhuys. My nickname is Mot. I'm one of the winemakers here at Aan de Dorings Cooperative Winery. At Aan de Dorings, we are 23 farmers and 25 farms. We have just about 100 hectares of Pinotage planted vines. These grapes are well known around this region. We call this the Aan de Dorings region, and we also have farms in the Skerpenheuwel area. It's about 10 to 15 kilometers from here, and this specific 2018 Pinotage came from the Skerpenheuwel area. For me, it's very creamy, very soft tannins, velvety. You can enjoy it immediately, or it will age well in the next 3 to 5 years. You get nice dark, plummy character aroma on the palate. On the nose, you will also get dark fruit and a little bit a chocolate hint that comes from the smokiness or the toastiness of the French oak staves. And it will be enjoyed and served well with a very big steak. If you want to get your hands on one of these nice Pinotage 2018 from Aan de Dorings, you need to go to our website www.aandedorings.co.za or email info@aandedorings.co.za. Enjoy this wine with friends and family in the hunting season around the campfire. Thank you.
Congratulations, Chris. Once well done. So now we have 7 wines down, another 3 to go. Who will it be? So let's see. Subtle spice and tea leaf, good raspberry fruit expression, dark, dense and concentrated. Nice squeeze of dry, fine tannin. you want to add, Bayers? Fine tannin, good length, succulence and body, well integrated, maturing nicely. The next wine is from the 2016 vintage, and it's the Dalheim Vera Cruz Pinotage, and we call on Rudolf Lotriet. Well done.
My name is Rudolf Lotriet. I'm the winemaker at Dalheim Wine Estate. In the beginning, it was a very, I want to say raw wine, but all wines are really raw at the beginning, but it was very underdeveloped. And now, over the last few years in the bottle maturation, it's just really done wonders. If if you spend a lot of time with a wine, every glass will change, will tell a different story, and hopefully it will say to you when you drink it, this is Dalheim Pinotage. One of my glass now is the Vera Cruz Pinotage 2016. If you know Dalheim wine, or if you're used to drinking Simonsberg Pinotage, for me it's very much always classical Pinotage. And I'm pretty sure on the nose it will give you black cherries, darker fruit. I think the oak we used here was very good. It gives a bit of a spiciness as well. It just follows through on the palate. Very integrated, seamless tannin structure, lots of ripe red, bright fruits, mouth coating, good palate weight, and yeah, it's still going, very lingering aftertaste. I think wine and food is just, let's call it a synergistic pairing. 1 + 1 = 3. You know, if you've got the right wine, the right food, it just makes that occasion so much better. So I'm always for food and wine pairings, because Pinotage is very versatile. It can be as elegant as Pinot Noir, and it can be as powerful as Cabernet Sauvignon. This is quite a bit of a bigger Pinotage, so, you know, more hearty meals, definitely. Well, if you're looking to purchase a bottle of the Vera Cruz Pinotage, I would recommend come to the winery on the farm. It's beautiful. We've got a great view, nice restaurants, just a beautiful scenery. And if you really can't, website, we do have it at various Tops and other liquor stores, but hopefully I'll see you on Dime really soon. Cheers.
Congratulations again to Roelof and his team. Bold spice and lavender highlighted to macerated red and cherry fruit and plums. Genteel, suave and smooth entry, rounded and sleek with a toned and light palate. Fruit is nicely ripe. Thank you, Winnie, again. I need to thank Winnie again for all these lovely descriptions. Fruit is nicely ripe with a well-integrated oak frame, good length and elegance, complex. The next wine is from the 2017 vintage, and we call on Wilhelm Coetzee from Durbanville Hills Collectors Reserve Pinotage.
We started the building back in 89. Our first vintage was 99, which means the cellar is now 22 years old, and I've been here since brick 1. A lot of things changed since the first days. We've started off with the Durbanville Hills range, which is very popular all over the country. And over time, when we started making our reserve ranges, we had to change practices. We actually built a small cellar within the big cellar, which was very exciting for the winemaking team. We then started the Collectors Reserve range about 3 years ago. And because Durbanville is now part of the region Cape Town and not the old Tygerberg anymore, we decided to look at the Collectors range and name it after well-known beacons or phenomena in Cape Town. So the Pinotage, because I always said that the good Pinotage wants to see the ocean. Where do people in Cape Town go to see the ocean? They go to the promenade, hence the name Promenade Pinotage. We commissioned an artist, Theopald Foster, and each of these wines in this range has a unique name and a unique little portrait done by him, which makes it Collector's Reserve. The bottle is a collector's item and the wine is also a collectible.
So just looking at the profile of the wine, I think with the full mouth structure, the silky tannins, it's got a beautiful fruit expression, and that's what I really want from a Pinotage from a cooler climate.
With our wines, we believe in being part of a lot of associations where people specialize and winemakers get together to talk about the specific wines. So with the Pinotage Association, for us it's a great way of seeing our competitors out there and learn from them. In the beginning, for instance, we used quite a bit of wood on the Pinotage and eventually realized that we've got to cut down on it and let the wine talk, let the fruit talk. So although we've got over 700 barrels here, Pinotage goes into new wood and a whole selection of older barrels.
Congratulations to Wilhelm and the team at Durbanville Hills. The final wine, granola nuttiness to red and blue fruit. Similar nuttiness, nuance, plum and cherry palate. Good structure, yet lithe and supple with a life and interest. Good concentration and depth and long spicy tail completes the picture. Structured and refined with a deceptive concentration. Also from the 2017 vintage, we call on Andre Treater from Beyerskloof for their Diesel Pinotage 2017.
Beyerskloof started in 1988 actually. We didn't start with Pinotage initially, only in 1995 we started with Pinotage, more easy drinking, commercial style Pinotage. And then after that we started building. 2001 we started with the reserve, and at that stage it was 2007, myself and my dad and Andre, our marketer, sat around a table and we decided we have to produce something that's super premium and show Pinotage in its best form. And at that stage Diesel just passed away. It was a dog, Great Dane, Boerboel cross. It had such an influence on the farm for many years. And we decided we're going to call our premium Pinotage Diesel. The Diesel Pinotage is basically the best barrels in the cellar that Beyers, myself, select. And we sometimes get some winemakers from outside in to help and taste us, just to get a broad spectrum. But we then, after that, select only the best 20 barrels for that specific wine. It comes from 2 or 3 specific blocks. One from Creekpult, that's more scale type soils. That gives you a bit more middle structure complexity. And then from our normal just Beyerskloof vineyard farm, we've got more a gravelly soil, block A, that gives you balance. And I think that's the main idea about this one. Great balance, lovely dark fruits, complex, great middle, cedar oak, and lovely length on the finish. Diesel is a bit more exclusive. Selective wine shops on the farm, maybe on an online shop, and here and there overseas as well, but it's very limited. So if you want some of it, definitely put your name down so we can contact you. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys at Beyerskloof for a glass of Pinotage. Cheers.
Congratulations, Henri. I see that you've grown a couple of grey hair. That's the beauty of this competition. For the anticipation is always great. Before I call on Craig and your team of chefs to explain a little bit about what you've done in the kitchen, I would like to thank everybody for attending today. Hopefully you've enjoyed the presentation at home, and you will follow these wines and you will try and get hold of them. You can make use of the contact details which the winemakers gave you, and please support them. We thank each and everyone for following this and for watching it till the end. And before I hand over to Craig, I would just like to make known the winners of the Facebook Predict the Top 10 competition. And we will tag you, so don't worry, we will be in contact with you. We have 2 winners. The first one is Tanya van Zyl, and the second person is Jenny Higgins. So well done to the 2 of you for predicting the top 10 winning wines. And then it gives me the honor to hand over to you, Craig, and present your team in the kitchen. Thank you.
Honor for me to be here with the team that has cooked today's lunch. Congrats to all of you that have won your awards. Most deserved. Pinotage is one of my favorites, so I'm super excited to be able to do an event like this. Beyers, thank you so much for having us on your property, and obviously chef over here, who's the resident, Frank Mendes. He did the dish with the souffle salmon as your first course on arrival. He was very generous and gave you 2 pieces in case you were hungry throughout the meal, or throughout the presentation, should I say. And then Bo de Toy, myself and him are partners in a journey called the Salt Road, and we prepared the macaron with mushrooms and the brioche and chicken liver parfait. And then over here on my left-hand side is young Adrian, who's moving up in the food industry, and he's with the Goose Roasters, and he prepared your beetroot. Beetroot was a study in beetroot, or textures of beetroot. That's one of the dishes that will be coming out just after Frank's other dish, which he's done too for us, being the resident chef. Thank you. And it's a little tempura squid, which is coming out with a wasabi mousse on there. And then on to main course, we've got Tian Legenegger, who's prepared a brisket, smoked brisket. He sent me the preparation of the dish throughout the day yesterday. Sort of got me very excited about today. And he's done it with pinotage. So he smoked the brisket and he's serving it with a pinotage onion, which looks absolutely delicious. So we look forward to that. And then last but not least is Bruce. And Bruce von Preston, he is doing the dessert course for us today, which is a salted hazelnut and chocolate tart with a passion fruit emulsion on there. All right, thank you so much for everybody. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy the dishes that come out. And obviously these are all to be paired more or less with pinotage. We've just kind of taken an average, obviously, just to try see how we can match those sort of flavors up with the dishes. So it'd be great to hear some feedback later. Thank you so much and bon appetit.